Welcome to our channel. Before we get started, please consider liking and subscribing so we can bring more stories like this to you.
The air was thick with anticipation as art enthusiasts and wealthy collectors gathered under the opulent chandeliers of Dubai's premier auction house. This wasn't just any event, it was a $200 million art auction, showcasing an array of masterpieces, including the coveted Van Gogh that had drawn attention from around the globe. The marble floors gleamed under the soft glow of lights, and the scent of fine cigars and expensive perfumes wafted through the air, creating an intoxicating atmosphere of luxury and exclusivity. As patrons mingled, laughter and hushed whispers filled the space, punctuated by the occasional clinking of champagne glasses. Each piece on display represented not only artistic brilliance but also a potential fortune. The stakes were astronomically high. Amidst this glamorous chaos, Jason Statham blended in seamlessly as a valet, donning a crisp uniform that masked his true purpose. His keen eyes scanned the crowd, ever watchful for signs of trouble. Little did anyone know that beneath the surface of this dazzling event lay a nefarious plot. As the auctioneer prepared to unveil the Van Gogh, Statham sensed that something was amiss. His instincts kicked in, igniting a spark of urgency that would soon propel him into a world far removed from valet duties, a world where art and danger collided in spectacular fashion. Jason Statham, known for his ability to blend into any scenario, expertly navigated the bustling ambience of the auction house. He wasn't just any valet, he was an undercover agent assigned to safeguard some of the world's most priceless artworks. His mission was clear: protect the Van Gogh and prevent a large-scale criminal operation that threatened the entire event. With a practiced smile, Statham greeted high-profile guests, but beneath his genial facade lay a focused mind and a sharpshooter's instincts. His thorough preparation for this infiltration had equipped him with an understanding of both contemporary art and criminal psychology. He surveyed the surroundings meticulously, picking up subtle cues from attendees, anxious glances and whispers that hinted at something sinister brewing just out of sight. As he wheeled a luxury car to the entrance, Statham's thoughts raced through possible scenarios. His training kicked in, urging him to remain vigilant and alert. Days of intel suggested a plot even more absurd than he had anticipated. Art thieves were believed to be planning to replace the iconic painting with explosives under the very noses of the elite. The stakes escalated fast, and it was up to him to unravel the scheme before chaos erupted in this glittering palace of art. As the auction buzzed with excitement, Statham honed in on a discreet conversation that drew his attention. Two men, hidden in the shadows of the opulent gallery, exchanged furtive glances while gesturing towards the Van Gogh. His instincts kicked into overdrive. Something was dangerously off. With every casual smile he flashed at passing patrons, he mentally mapped out potential exits and calculated risks. Statham discreetly moved closer, straining to overhear the hushed tones that hinted at an extremist plot. The chilling phrase, "replace it with explosives," sent a jolt through him. He realized that the infamous painting was not merely a prize for collectors, it had become bait for a sinister operation. Disguised as the evening's lavish centerpiece, it was directly targeted by criminals keen on creating chaos amid the elite. His heart raced as he recalled his training. Time was of the essence. He needed to gather more information before taking action. Maintaining his composure, he sauntered back towards his post but kept a watchful eye on the two individuals, carefully noting their movements. With each passing moment, the clock ticked closer to disaster, heightening the urgency of his mission to uncover and neutralize this grave threat. With the threat escalating, Statham knew he had to act quickly to thwart the imminent disaster. He dashed out to the marble forecourt where an array of luxury supercars were parked, glimmering like jewels under the Dubai sun. He surveyed the vehicles, his mind racing through options. A sleek Lamborghini caught his eye. It was bold and powerful, a perfect choice for making a rapid getaway if things turned chaotic. Drawing on his extensive training, Statham approached the car with determined precision. He glanced around, ensuring no one was watching as he deftly slid into the driver's seat. With practiced ease, he bypassed the ignition system, hot-wiring the vehicle in mere seconds. The engine roared to life, a thrilling sound that matched the adrenaline coursing through his veins. As he maneuvered the car expertly out of the parking space, he honed in on where he could position himself for maximum visibility back inside the auction house. His fingers gripped the steering wheel tightly. This was more than just a drive, he was racing against time to prevent a catastrophe that could shatter lives and history. Every second counted as he prepared to confront the unfolding chaos head-on. Equipped with both skill and resolve, with the Lamborghini idling quietly behind him, Statham took a deep breath before making his way toward the glass museum. The venue's transparent walls sparkled under the extravagant lights, but he knew that within its gleaming expanse lurked danger. He moved quickly yet discreetly, blending into the crowd of art aficionados and collectors engrossed in their conversations. His athletic frame allowed him to weave effortlessly through the throngs of guests, each step deliberate and calculated. Statham's eyes darted around, meticulously scanning for any signs of threat while maintaining an air of nonchalance. He ducked behind a sculpture, using it as cover to observe the layout of the museum. The Van Gogh was prominently displayed at the center, surrounded by security personnel, yet he could see the two men from earlier lurking nearby. Summoning every ounce of stealth, Statham slipped past a group of chatty patrons, his footsteps silent on the polished floor. He could feel the tension in the air as he edged closer to his target. As he reached the edge of the gallery, adrenaline surged. Time was running out. The art world's glitz masked a sinister reality, and he was determined to unveil it before it was too late. As Statham edged closer to the Van Gogh, a chilling realization hit him. Time was running out. The two men he had been watching were now dangerously close to a black bag nestled beneath the display pedestal. He could see the faint outline of wires peeking out, confirming his worst fears. An explosive device was hidden just inches away from the priceless artwork. His heart raced, but he kept his composure, mentally preparing for what was to come. With a quick glance around to ensure the coast was clear, Statham knelt beside the bag, pulling out a diamond-tipped crowbar he had stashed earlier. The pressure was mounting as he could feel the eyes of security staff and anxious patrons around him. Unaware of the imminent threat, he focused intently on the bomb, recalling his training and the delicate nature of this high-stakes defusal. Sweat trickled down his brow as he began to work meticulously, his hands steady despite the chaos swirling in his mind. Every tick of the bomb's timer echoed in his ears like a countdown to disaster. With each precise movement of the crowbar, Statham concentrated on disconnecting wires and disabling mechanisms, knowing that one wrong move could mean catastrophe. As he felt a final click, relief washed over him. He had defused the bomb just in time to protect not only the Van Gogh but also everyone in the museum. Just as Statham breathed a sigh of relief from defusing the bomb, chaos erupted inside the museum. The extremists he had been watching suddenly burst into the gallery, brandishing weapons and demanding control of the Van Gogh. The tension was palpable. Guests screamed and scattered, seeking cover from the unexpected violence. Statham's instincts kicked back in as he immediately spotted the curator, who was frozen in fear near the entrance. Without hesitating, he dashed toward her, his heart pounding. "Get down," he shouted as he pulled her to safety behind a sleek carbon fiber Bugatti parked nearby. The luxury car loomed like a fortress amidst the pandemonium. He quickly weighed his options, fight or flight. Knowing he needed to buy time for the curator to escape, he crouched next to her, using the car's frame as protection. As the extremists moved closer, Statham's mind raced with tactical strategies. He grabbed a piece of shattered glass from the ground and prepared himself for a confrontation. Timing was everything. With swift movements, he popped up from behind the Bugatti and engaged them, using both his athleticism and combat training to disarm one attacker while keeping an eye on the others. This was no longer just about art, it was a battle for lives, and he was determined to protect the curator against all odds. In the midst of chaos, Statham's quick thinking turned the tide. As he engaged the extremists, he utilized his surroundings to his advantage. He vaulted over the Bugatti, surprising one attacker with an expertly executed move that disarmed him and sent him sprawling onto the polished floor. The other assailants hesitated, momentarily thrown off by Statham's agility and determination. With adrenaline pumping, he shouted for the curator to make her escape while he kept the remaining threats at bay. Just as another extremist lunged at him, Statham dodged and countered with a swift strike, incapacitating the attacker. The sounds of sirens began to wail in the distance, signaling that law enforcement was en route. Realizing their plans were unraveling, the remaining extremists exchanged panicked glances. Statham seized this moment of hesitation to press forward, confronting them with a fierce resolve that left no room for doubt. He was not backing down. The tension in the air shifted as he continued to fight back, subduing each threat until they were finally overwhelmed. By the time police officers stormed into the museum, Statham had successfully foiled the plot, ensuring both the Van Gogh and all attendees were safe. With a sigh of relief, he watched as chaos transformed into order. Knowing that his instincts and bravery had made all the difference that night. As the dust settled and the anxiety of the night transformed into relief, Jason Statham surveyed the museum. Now bustling with the sounds of gratitude and safety. He had successfully played his dual role as both protector of art and covert agent, safeguarding not only the priceless Van Gogh but also the lives of countless attendees. The thrill of the night's chaos faded, yet a sense of purpose remained. He was reminded that his work was far from over. Statham glanced at the curator, who was now animatedly recounting the night's events to an enthralled audience, her gratitude palpable. It was a stark contrast to the tension just moments earlier. He understood that each mission he undertook wasn't just about battling art thefts or thwarting extremist plots, it was about preserving culture and beauty in a world often marred by chaos. With law enforcement now ensuring security, Statham slipped away from the crowd, blending back into the shadows, a phantom amongst the glitz of luxury. Though the auction had concluded, he knew there were more adventures on the horizon, more threats lurking beneath seemingly ordinary facades. Wherever danger arose again, he would be ready, embracing the thrill of this unique life he led, one where art and intrigue danced together in a precarious balance.